Okay, third, we have the Sirtuins, which is family of 7 genes related to longevity. Actually, I gotta get rid of that part. That part's not right. So yeah, family of 7 genes related to longevity. Stands for SIR stands for Silent Information Regulator, and the meaning of the name is basically silent means packaging of DNA. Actually, before I explain this, let me explain a cell and DNA. I don't have all the knowledge, but I can explain from what's there right now. So basically, you have a cell. I believe inside the nucleus is where the DNA is. The DNA is like... So the DNA is all packaged up. It's all tight and packaged up. But if you were to unpackage it, the DNA in one single cell is 6 foot long. So if you took all the DNA in all your cells, that would be from here to the moon, maybe further. But basically, I'm gonna introduce this now. So there's a thing, I'll get back to this, I promise. There's a thing that scientists say is, or predict, is the main root, or one of the roots, of aging, and the root of all diseases, and it's called Ex-Differentiation. So where's that at? Here it is. So Ex-Differentiation is the unpackaging of DNA in a cell. So you can think of like a broken VHS tape. Basically, it's supposed to be packaged all nicely, but when it gets unpackaged, and then the thing that reads DNA can no longer, it's only supposed to read like a specific part of that DNA for each cell. But if it gets unpackaged, it starts reading all different parts, and it's like, I don't even know what I'm reading here. So let's see, what did I say here? So it's when the genetic info of a cell, such DNA, is popped out like a broken VHS tape, instead of being tightly packed and only showing part of the DNA to be read. Each cell should only allow to be read small portion of the 6 foot wrapped up DNA, but when the cell fails is when it can read a lot of the DNA. This makes the cell, this part's important, this makes the cell confused to what it is. It becomes more of a general cell instead of a brain cell, skin cell, whatever it is. Your brain cell may think it's a kidney cell, and that is not good. That's kind of the important part. It's when your cell becomes more general. So you don't want your brain cell to think it's a kidney cell. That means your brain is going to stop working. That's literally what Alzheimer's is. Which I was going to cover that later, but yeah, that's what Alzheimer's is. It's when this aging process of Ex-Differentiation is happening in your brain cells, and they're becoming, the DNA is unpackaging, and it's becoming more of a general cell than a brain cell. I don't know if that's fact, but that's how I understand it at the moment. Okay, so back to this. So SIR, Silent Information Regulator, the meaning of the name, so silent means packaging of DNA. It's silencing the bad parts of DNA. It's keeping it so the cell has an identity. It knows what it does. If it's a brain cell, it should not become a kidney cell. And I think that's pretty much what I'm saying here. You don't want liver genome in brain. And then, so that's what silent means. Silencing the bad parts of DNA. Information is the DNA. Yeah, so that's what silent means, and then it's information regulator. So information is the DNA, and they regulate it. So just like AMPK, this family is an important central regulator for longevity. I mean, they all are. Fasting and exercise activates sirtuins. Sirtuins are part of the spooling process, or the packaging process. They bundle DNA / info into cells, which is super important. So the sirtuins are actually the ones, or part of it, that does that process. So you can see why it's a silent information regulator. Three of the 7 sirtuins exist in the nucleus to control the packaging process. So, pretty much, I don't know if this is fact or not, but we think that Ex-Differentiation is due to malfunctions in the sirtuins, because they're supposed to be packaging the cells, making sure that brain cell doesn't become a liver cell. However, if the sirtuins stop working and they're not doing that job, then Ex-Differentiation is happening, and there's a malfunction in the sirtuins. That's my understanding, based on the podcast. So those are the 3 longevity genes: sirtuins, AMPK, and mTOR. We also went over hormesis. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.